Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the Tea with Tomas podcast, one of the few fashion podcasts on YouTube right now. I am filming from Paris. I'm super excited. I'm in my Airbnb right now. It's 11:40 at night. I'm getting ready to go out. I have my €4.95 wine. Actually, it's so funny. I'm from like Canada, and like if you like do the conversion, this bottle of sparkling wine is like $7.50, which is like unheard of in Canada. So like every night I've just been drinking in this like wine, and like it's good, but like then I'll wake up the next morning and I'm like disoriented. I'm like, I don't, what day is it? And it's like, babe, it's because you're drinking €5 sparkling wine. Today I am reporting live to you from Fashion Week. So I am here for Fashion Week and kind of like a vacation as well. I have some topics to talk about. I mean, I don't have that many because I feel like the more exciting parts are going to be later on next week. I'm here for like 13 days, so it's almost like 2 weeks. So it's actually like a long time. And I'm going to 2 fashion shows, so stay tuned for the vlog. It's gonna be really exciting. Well, like hopefully it's gonna be exciting, but let's get into the fashion topics that I have today. I think I'm just gonna talk about exclusively things that are in Paris Fashion Week. I just feel like that's the most relevant. So the first topic would be Acne Studios blatantly copying Loewe. I don't know if you guys saw the Acne Studios show, but it wasn't even like, you know when it's like, can I copy your homework and just like change it up a little bit? It looked exactly the same as the previous Loewe collection, and it just got me thinking. I'm like, 1, do you have no shame? 2, like, is there like a way that you can sue a designer for like artistically or like taking an idea? Like what is the way of handling that? The cropped jackets with the oversized jeans and like the high-waisted jeans, it was just so blatantly copying Loewe that it just had me really, really confused, because I feel like if I noticed it, then so does everyone else. And it just, imagine like going to like one of those shows and then you're like in the front row and you're supposed to post about how good Acne was, and it just looks like a designer that showed 6 months ago. It was just very confusing, and I feel like it's a shame, because to me, Acne Studios used to be one of the coolest brands, you guys. Like, I used to be in high school and I would save up to buy Acne Studio jeans, which back then were so cheap. They were like $280 or whatever. I used to save up all my money from high school, from like my part-time job, so I could buy these Acne Studio jeans. You know, like on the Tumblr days, you would see like the Acne Stockholm magazine, like all the logo. It was just a cool brand. And now that you look at it, it's just like, not only are the clothing not that good, but also in my opinion, like the kind of people that are at your show kind of dictate what kind of brand you are. And every time I just see the guest list at an Acne show, it's never anybody that's like that interesting to me. Like, it's always just really, really try hard opium people at these shows, and I just, for me, like, it's not really my vibe. And it's a shame, because Acne Studios used to be really cool, and I'm not saying like you should change your vibe to like what it was cool like 15 years ago. Obviously brands should evolve, but I think when you're blatantly like just copying from another designer, it's like so blatant and so obvious. It gives me a side eye, and I don't know, it's like a little bit confusing. Also, if we're gonna talk about terrible shows, we need to like move on to like the Dior show. Grazia Chiuri, always doing her big one at Dior. I feel like this one show was exceptionally bad, and I was also confused about that as well, because it's like, think about the Dior atelier. Like, there's so many ideas that need to filter down from the top all the way to the bottom, and it's like, how did these pieces make it onto the runway? There were so many awkward pieces, like the racerback Adidas jackets, the belts that were like tied across the chest, also to the waist. And I also don't want to be like so easy, because it's so easy to just say, oh, Maria's Dior sucks, because it sucked for like the last 10 years. And I also really want to be I also don't want to criticize a woman at a big fashion brand like Dior, just because we have so many non-woman directors at all these houses. It's always like a white man. So I really want to be cognizant of that, and just not be too blatantly like criticizing, but I just think it would be so much powerful if Maria really just had, not only if she could kind of create wantable products, but also to push the Dior brand forward. And you know, the last season with the whole Miss Dior logo mess, and then this season is like all like, it just felt like 2018 Lady Sovereign kind of sports vibes. That's so outdated. It's not fashion, it's not stylish, and we always say like, oh well, it doesn't matter because it sells, but like it does matter, because if you mention Dior in a room and everyone has something negative to say about it, it actually doesn't matter if it sells or not, because these fashion brands are all about creating a positive image. You know, Cartier is not in the business of reinventalizing jewelry. Cartier is in the business of being aware of its own brand, you know? Cartier has, Van Cleef has some of the highest ranking reputations in jewelry. And Dior, like when if you ask 30 people about what do you think of Dior by Maria Grazia Chiuri, I would probably tell you that 80% of them would probably have something negative to say. So in my opinion, it actually, I mean, what do I know? But like, it actually doesn't matter that like people will be like, oh, but it sells. Like, that's like everybody's answer all the time. It's like, oh, but it sells. But I'm like, I don't care that it sells. Also, sorry, I'm like, my Airbnb is really close to the street, so you're gonna hear all that. Like, I don't care that it sells. It's like, where is the integration and where is the like authenticity of the Dior brand? And like, I'm not seeing that. And every season, it just seems to kind of get worse. And it was funny because I actually kind of liked like the first maybe like 5 to 6 runway seasons for Maria. Like, she actually did some really cool ideas, but I don't know, maybe it's not her, maybe it's her team. Like, I just think everyone needs to kind of try and push the wheel forward at Dior more. Let's talk about Fashion Week invites. So obviously I had planned this trip for quite a while, so I knew that I had to kind of request for invite shows. If you guys are a fan of my channel, you guys know that I like to do these runway recaps, these runway reports that I'll talk about my favorite collections, and I'll try and talk about some collections that I didn't love. So I've been trying to do these every single season. So, you know, I was coming to Paris and I said, maybe I should try and get some tickets to shows. So I'm actually going to 2 shows later on this week. So if you guys want to stay tuned to the vlog, I'll show you guys the behind the scenes of that. But I kind of just wanted to talk about, like, I think fashion is like a very interesting business where like, it just seems like when I got confirmed for example, like when I emailed all these brands, I just immediately said, because who am I, honestly? I have like 1,400 subscribers. Like, yes, it takes time to build a community on YouTube, but at the moment, I'm not really that big of a creator. When I email these brands, I just instantly said, all I want is standing. I don't want a seat. I would never ask for front row seats. I'm not delusional. Front row seats are saved for like celebrities or VIPs or editors. I just said, I would love to come to your show. I'm a huge fan. I just want standing. So actually, one of the shows ended up giving me an actual seat. So I mean, I don't think it's front row. I think because it says like B, so I'm assuming it goes like ABC. So I'm forever grateful for that. And it's funny because like that brand is now one of those brands that like I will always be grateful for, and I feel like I would always support because they were the first brand to actually give me a seat at Paris Fashion Week. But my point in talking about this is that like, if you feel like you have something to say in this industry and you feel like your content is good, or you feel like your content is kind of changing the mold of the industry, I highly implore you to like email these brands. I know sometimes it may sound a little cringe, or it may sound a little desperate, or you feel like, oh, like why should I be the one to email these brands because like they're just gonna ignore your email. And I'll be honest, I feel like most of these PRs didn't even open my email. They just said delete, send to inbox. But if you feel like what you are doing and the content you are making is actually really good and you feel like it needs to be shared, I am confident that if you email, like something out of it should come to like fruition, you know what I mean? Like you should never feel like, oh, like I'm too embarrassed to do this. I'm not famous enough for this. I'm not good enough for this. Like, no, I don't know if like, I live in kind of like a very delusional state of like being like, I don't take no for an answer unless the answer is no. So like, I emailed all these brands and like, I was bold. Yeah, I was emailing some of the highest PRs of these brands. And then I also don't think that it should be seen as like bothering them, because like I only emailed brands that I am like genuinely interested in. So like the McQueen show that is actually tomorrow, I am dying to go to that McQueen show. Like, I really, really, really wanted to go to that McQueen show because I'm one of the few people that actually kind of likes like Sean McGear's work at McQueen, and I love the whole new aesthetic that they're doing. I posted about it before. I made videos about it. So like that is actually one of those shows that I like would genuinely like really, really want to go to. I'm not just like emailing every single brand that like just to go to like a show, because if I got invited to a show that I really wanted to go, like I don't really care. So when I got this like seat allocation for the show, I was so excited, and it just kind of like, I feel like it kind of like cemented my way of like how I like kind of navigate through my life. Like, for example, if I wanted to be an actor, you do these auditions, right? But like, I mean, if I feel like I am the perfect role for this part that, for example, like Wes Anderson is screening, like what is stopping me from emailing Wes Anderson, you know? Maybe I'm just like, maybe it's because I don't really have any kind of like excitement towards celebrities, and I think I think I have this written like later on. I'm not really like scared of anybody, if I'm being really honest. I mean, I'm always gonna be polite and I'm always gonna be like respectful, but I'm not really like scared of anybody. I don't feel like I need to like make myself smaller to make someone feel more important, and maybe that's kind of like the balls I have in emailing all these brands, because like I generally want to go to a show. Like, I'm not trying to go to these shows to like gallivant and like be in the front row. Like I'm trying to go to these shows to take content and really kind of create really cool content for my videos, you know? So like I'm actually really trying to go as like kind of like press. But yeah, if you ever feel like embarrassed, or if people tell you like, oh, you'll never do this, like, I mean, this is my first Paris Fashion Week and I got a show, and I think from now onwards, I just think it's gonna get better and better. Just don't listen to anybody, do what you need to do. Like, if your dream is to be a writer, who is stopping you from knocking on the window of the highest publications and giving them your book and being like, publish this? Like, genuinely, what is stopping you? The only thing that's stopping you is actually you. And if they say no, you say, thank you very much for your time. You move on, and you move on to the other publication. Because you literally, I know this sounds so corny, but like I actually kind of like applies to my life. You literally miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you're watching this and you feel a little bit like insecure about your content, or you feel like, I want to do this, but it just seems so out of reach, trust me, it's not really like a, from point A to B. It's a point from A.1, A.3, like it's like little steps between A to B that you have to take. And I feel like sometimes I need to remind myself of that, because I'm very like, oh, I want to do this now, but it takes time. I feel like fashion does take time. I'm just saying, go for it. You shouldn't be embarrassed. You shouldn't feel insecure. As long as you are like a good person and you feel like your content is good, it's making a difference, it's different, it's interesting, you need to be sharing that with everybody, you know? Okay, let's move on to the Fashion Week parties. I mean, I haven't really been officially invited to any Fashion Week parties. There's actually one tonight. But, so me and my friend try to go to Beyonce has like a new liquor line. It's called like St. Denis. Maybe it's pronounced like St. Denis or whatever. So we try to go to, it was like kind of like an open party. It was at the Plaza Athene. We got there early just because I feel like with these parties, you kind of need to like get there early, scope out the way, scope out the door, see like how it like takes to get in. Basically, long story short, we didn't get in. There were like some other people that were like getting in because they were either on the list, or if you were like a lame-o, you bought like bottle service, which to me is so lame. Like, no, like you bought bottle service at a hotel bar. That is crazy. You'll never catch me doing that. But it's funny, I just thought it was, I don't know, Paris Fashion Week, I think people think it's so exciting, but like it really, really isn't, unless you have fun on your own, in my opinion. And like for me, like I've been going out pretty much every night with friends and with some other people as well. And it's just like, I don't know, like, because we were standing in line for this Fashion Week party, we could actually see inside from outside of the hotel. I don't know if you guys have been to Plaza Athene, but on the bar, it's like all the windows, so it's actually quite open, and then the line is outside. You guys, I've never seen a funeral would be more fun than what this party was. First of all, nobody was dancing, nobody was talking, everybody was on their phone. We were literally watching this lame ass party from outside the window, and then we were like, why do we even want to get into this? Because we want to say that we were at Beyonce's liquor line that she probably didn't even like taste. She probably doesn't even know what the name of it is. Like her agent just made her sign on the dotted line. Now she has a liquor line. So if you guys see this on social media and you see like, oh, like the celebrities at this party and I was supposed to go, I just want you to know that like, trust me, it is not that exciting. And like, you can have fun wherever you are because you are the one having fun at those places. You know, so if I was at some dingy dive bar, which we've gone to here in Paris, I still have fun because I like to dance and I like music and I like to socialize. Like, I don't need to be at like an exclusive fashion week party, which half the time these parties are so lame, nobody's talking to each other. So I just don't, if you ever catch yourself in that FOMO aspect of social media, just remember that it's not all what it seems, and actually it's probably even less fun than what you think it is. Okay, and then I want to talk about like friendly people. I've actually been really surprised, and I was talking about this with some of my friends, that like I was actually shocked that like the people in Paris have been way friendlier to me than I thought they would be. And I'm from Canada, so we kind of have that reputation where it's like Canadians are so friendly, but like I'm gonna be very, very honest, we actually aren't, especially if you're in a social setting. It's always a group here, a group here, and a group here, and like nobody ever wants to like kind of go away from those groups. Nobody ever wants to kind of like meet new people. But every time I've been out in Paris, every single night, it's just been so, I find myself that like I don't even catch the time. Like I'll check my phone and it's like 4:30 a.m. because I'm just like talking to different people. So that's a topic that I feel like, I don't know, I was really like surprised because I did come here last year and maybe that's not how I felt, but maybe I'm becoming more confident in that I can like, I'm not shy to like go outside and like talk to people. So maybe that's what's different about this year. But I don't know, I just found people this year being quite friendly to me actually, and being like, not even that fake BS kind of like socializing, networking, because like nobody has ever asked me what I do. And if they asked me what I do, I would just be like, oh, like I do YouTube, and then they check and I have like only like 1,000 followers. So like you could tell that people were actually just trying to be nice and like trying to get to know me, which was actually really surprising. But I really appreciated that. I don't know, I thought it was different. And I think like maybe when I go back to Toronto, I think maybe I can apply that in the way that I like to socialize as well, because I think it's very important to like, if you want to see a change, it actually has to start within you. So I don't know, I've been noticing like how people kind of interact here. Maybe that's something I can take back home and kind of try and change with the way that people socialize in Toronto, but I just thought that was different. Okay, so those were the 4 topics I wanted to hit on. Hopefully next week I have more to talk about, some more tea. Now we are going to get into Tomas's culture roundup. This is the best of the music, the TV shows, and the movies that I am really interested in, and I think you should be interested in as well. Let's talk about television. Okay, Made in Bondi, you guys. I'm so obsessed. Even today I sat at a cafe and just watched the last episode. So if you guys know Made in Chelsea, this iconic British TV show, it is like, when I tell you, like, I feel like I honestly like Made in Chelsea more than I like The Real Housewives. But I'm really obsessed with UK culture. So I don't know, that's just me. But it's filmed exactly like Made in Chelsea, but it's set in Bondi, which is in Australia. The first few episodes are rough, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe like the first 2 episodes. Because you know when like you're filming reality TV that is actually completely structured, you're kind of acting in a way, and like all the people are being really awkward. But as soon as they get into the swing of things, you guys, it's a really, really good show. If you're into this kind of like melodrama, celebrity, kind of like love triangle stuff, like I highly suggest you watch it. It's actually, you can probably find it on those like pirating like streaming sites, but it's a great show. I've been obsessed with it. Salt Lake just premiered and I watched Wednesday's episode today. I mean, do I think that everyone's trying a little bit too hard? Because, you know, with Monica leaving, they're under pressure to kind of produce like an amazing show, yes, but it still ends up being really entertaining. One thing about I like Salt Lake City Housewives is that there's still an air of comedic and humor to it, which I like. So as long as that aspect is still there, I will continue to watch. And obviously I love all the cast. But yeah, Salt Lake City Housewives are really, really good. In terms of music, I've kind of been discovering new music, or just kind of you know, I put my music on shuffle now, so like I have like 10,000 like songs on my Spotify, songs that I've added from like 6 years ago that I don't even remember. So like one of those songs with 11th Dimension by Julian Casablancas. This song went #1 on Tumblr, you guys. Like, I'm obsessed with the song. And when it came out on shuffle, it just like, it was like the sun came out and I was like, oh my god, I haven't listened to the song in like 7 years. And it made me so happy. Sober by Lorde was another one that I like completely forgot about, and it was such a good song. And I feel like Lorde really knows how to write a pop hit. And I feel like, I don't know, like, she still manages to seem really cool and really indie, but deep down inside, Lorde is like a pop writer, in my opinion. And she's just so fantastic and I love it. New releases have been Life by Jamie XX. Actually, I think his album came out yesterday, but Life with Robin is this collaboration, and I feel like Jamie XX really does like creative production in all his songs, and it's always gonna make you dance. And I really like the collaborations on this album. He has a song with Honey Dijon and so many other cool ones. And I feel like Jamie XX kind of has like the pulse on UK culture, which I really like. So that's all the music I'm listening to this week and all the TV shows I'm watching. But yeah, hopefully you guys check that out. I don't really know when I'm at for time. I'm gonna guess right now I'm at like 24 minutes because I kind of know how long I'm talking for. But yeah, I hope you guys like this kind of short update on Paris Fashion Week. I'm gonna divulge into more tea on my vlog, so stay tuned for that. I might just upload this even like today and then the vlog like on Sunday. But if you see this on Sunday, then the vlog will be on Wednesday. But just stay tuned. It's actually gonna be a lot of fun, you guys, and I'm really, really excited. And I'm really enjoying Paris. Even though it's been raining the whole time, even Wednesday to Thursday, it rained for like 30 hours. And I literally almost called my mom and crying. And I was like, please send me home. I can't do this. But it's funny. I think I'm going to go out and it's raining right now. So anyways, I'm enjoying biking everywhere. I think it's fun. And yeah, if you ever feel like you want to go to Paris, I think you should do it. It's actually a very fun city. And I don't know, it's fun. I like it. I like Paris. But you know, guys know I will always be obsessed with London. But thank you so much for tuning into another episode with Tomas. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys are commenting down below, letting me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'll see you guys either maybe on Sunday or next week, obviously for sure, for the Paris Fashion Week vlog. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.